Hello everybody. Right now I'm going to be doing a Valorant patch notes 9.08 review. Just going to be a quick overview. I'm going to go through all the changes, give you my thoughts on the changes, and yeah, let's get into it. So first, let's see, right before the Act 3 of Episode 9, they're doing some changes to Sky, Jet, Yoru, and Gecko. Main is Gecko from what I've seen. There's a lot of changes to Gecko, so let's get right into it. First, his globules, whatever. Basically his little like orbs that his buddies leave behind when they are used up. This is like kind of about them. So their reduced time in the world has gone from 20 seconds to 15 seconds. This means you'll have basically 5 less seconds to pick them up. This means that there's more of a chance for the other team to defend, because you're going to be defending them for only 5 seconds less before they disappear. So challenging Gecko for his like re-pick up is going to be a lot more valuable if you choose to do it. And adding on to that, it takes him another 0.5 seconds to reclaim his globules, whatever the hell they're called. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Basically, there's a bit more counterplay to Gecko's abilities being picked up. So we got a buff to the Dizzy. Time active after being thrown and forming is reduced from 1.5 seconds to 1 seconds. This basically means that when you throw it, to the time it shoots its goo to blind people has been reduced to half a second. So it's much more like a flash and much less like a piece of utility you throw up and hope hits someone, right? And the targeting on the algorithm has become more reliable, so it hits more often, and you won't be able to dodge it. And now the goop actually blinds the minimap as well as the vision. So that's really interesting. His wingman, let's see, increase the angle of the cone concuss area from 45 to 65 degrees. So that's like a 50% increase in how big wingman's concuss actually is. That's pretty interesting. When Wingman turns into a Guable after playing the spike, there's unique visuals. Okay, so just a visual update. And then this one is also massive. Thrash alt points increased from 7 to 8. This is going to make Gecko a bit less snowbally, because it's going to take him a whole nother alt point until he gets his Thrash online, but this is very warranted, in my opinion. In my opinion, this is very warranted. Because for those that don't know, when you use Thrash, as soon as you use it, you're able to get alt points towards your next Thrash. So if you ult, get a kill, and then pick up your Thrash, you're going to get an ult point from that kill towards your next Thrash. So building Thrash is super easy compared to other ultimates, because the ult gets you more alt points, if that makes sense, right? So I think Thrash going up to 8 is definitely a big nerf, and definitely makes sense for Gecko. And overall, these buffs are... It's kind of a buff and a nerf. So his Thrash, you're going to be seeing less of it, but his Wingman is much more reliable. His Dizzy is going to be flashing people more often because you have 0.5 seconds less time to shoot it, but it's also more punishing for Gecko to pick up his stuff. So they added more counterplay to his kit, but gave him a bit more power. And I think overall, these are really good changes. Because first of all, I really like the Wingman one, because being able to sidestep Wingman was like something that you could always do, and it was really annoying as a Gecko player, thinking you stun someone and then they're not stunned and they just kill you. It really sucks. Moving on to Yoru, various abilities are not showing effects on Yoru's fake out clone, which make it too easy to discern whether it's real. We're going through abilities in the game to making sure they interact properly with Yoru's fake out. So this is basically just a bunch of things that they changed to affect Yoru just like he's a real character. So blinds from the Dizzy and the Arc Rose will now target Yoru's fake out. Vice blind celebration lines when they hit Yoru's fake out, that's good. Cypher's neural theft, so his ultimate will show on the map now, which is really good. That's going to be like probably some really good outplay potential for Yoru. But I guess it'll show both Yorus, won't it? So you'll still know where Yoru is. You'll just have to figure out which one's the real one. Clove's metal, so her decay will now show on the clone, and yeah, there's just some visual updates to make fake cloning easier, I guess, and make it not so obvious when it's a fake. Sky and Jet. Jet's dash and Sky's dog will no longer stop at the window in Ascent, and instead they'll burst through and continue movement. So this is basically just being able to dash through the window in Ascent. This honestly doesn't mean that much. It might mean a little bit for Jet. You might be able to do a bit more outplays with Jet, but no one really plays Sky on Ascent, so it doesn't really mean much for her. But I'm interested in what Jet players could probably do with this change. Some cosmetic updates. We made some updates to several scope reticles to make them more clean and less distracting. Okay, so just skin update thanks to Durkay. Pick up Durkay, he's a pro player, for those that don't know. One of the best duelists in the world. Glitch, a new Valorant TDM map. Ooh, this looks cool. It looks like a icebox. It looks like Haven if it was hit with icebox. This is like a little it looks like a Haven tower, but there's like ice on it. And this looks like a sunset. This is really interesting. Kind of reminds me of like Split, how there's two different like how the map looks different on two different sides. TDM map, cool. Map rotations. So in competitive queue, Split and Pearl will be added, and Icebox and Lotus will be removed. Me personally, I love Lotus, so I'm sad to see it go, but I hate Icebox, so I'm glad to see it go. It's whatever. It's a good and bad. I like Pearl, Pearl's cool, and I like Split. I like that they're both coming back, so this map pool I really enjoy, actually. I'm really glad Icebox and Breeze are not in the pool, and I'm really glad that Pearl and Split are back, so yeah. Sunset changes. B main, right. So this is the before and after for B main, and this is really good. I made a tweet, or not a tweet, I made a post on my Facebook, on Valorant tutoring Facebook, about what these changes basically mean. If you want to see my thoughts, you can go there. But basically, it's harder to spam and just sit behind the box, and it's more punishing to be in main, basically. It's harder to spam from. If you want to see more in-depth thoughts, you can go into my Facebook and look at my post. Outside of the main though, they did remove the one-way trip, or the unbreakable trip, so that's really good. Harder for Cypher to just have one OP trip that everyone has to break. They added this little cubby you could plant in, which is really interesting. They elevated this right side to make, I guess, just more height. I'm gonna have to go in a custom game to like practice my pre-aims, because it's gonna be very different than normal. And yeah, the back sight, they added this box on the left and they moved the box on the right deeper, so you can play behind it. This is going to be really hard to re-clear out of Boba. It's going to be really hard to retake. There's so many angles now. This is going to be a really crazy crossfire. They changed Boba too as well. I didn't even know this. They just extended the box, I guess. They extended it outwards this way. This basically means jump up is very risky, because to get to here, you need to jump up onto the second box, which will expose you into main now, which is interesting how that might play out. They added this box in mid and removed the palm tree, so defenders can walk out and have more places to play. This is good because mid always felt like an attacker spot. You just smoke top mid and boom, mid is pretty much yours. You might have to clear back of this middle monument, but otherwise there's pretty much nothing to do on offense. It's super free to take, so this gives the defenders a bit more counterplay, which is always good. The spike will now spawn directly at B danger if it falls off the map, so I guess there's some bug fixes, and yeah, that's pretty much all there is on this patch of 9.08. If you have any thoughts, concerns, questions in the comments, please do leave them below. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can go to my other social medias if you like my opinions, maybe some of my guides. I have guides on TikTok, and I'm posting memes and thoughts on Facebook. So yeah, you should check all those out. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Later, guys. Bye.